Blessings to you, my friends and family. This is Mel Keys. I am excited about this opportunity. I'm going to break it up in about 3 parts of a presentation to share with you information that I believe that will change your life. And I'm telling you this because it's certainly been changing mine. And the best is in front of us, not behind us. First, I want to start with a little bit of the philosophy of who we are, the core qualities, characteristics, and values that we hold to be near and dear to our heart. We operate as a team. Our team is called Joshua Generation, and we're claiming God's promises together right here, right now. We say that up front because we know that everybody has a voice that resonates with other persons. It won't resonate with everyone, but we do know that there are some people that are like-minded in their thinking, and perhaps that when we share this core vision with you, it'll be something that stirs up in your soul and in your heart. If that's the case, we definitely would like to have conversation with you and see how we might do greater together. First of all, our vision is to passionately serve God, our family, our friends, and others around us through strong, loving, disciple-making ministry. For us, it's about ministry. Money is a resource. It is a tool. Some people have said it changes people. I don't believe that. I believe it shows us who we are. And when we become who it is that God says we are, we're to use money to help us to accomplish greater goals and to do the things that we cannot do without it. So it's about changing lives, one life at a time, one family at a time, one household at a time. Ministry is about being in service. It's not what goes on in the sanctuary by itself. It's about how we serve one another in various places, from community to community, state to state, nation to nation. There are so many things outside the sanctuary that we find ourselves sometimes lacking in, and those are the things that we need to be about. We have a passion, my wife and I, in orphan ministry, but that's our passion. Some have a passion fighting and standing against domestic violence, or perhaps it's an area where working with persons who have been incarcerated and need a new start, or even the children that have parents who are incarcerated. So whatever your passion is, whether it's a shelter for women and children, serving the homeless, or helping persons learn the English language, working with immigrants, everybody has something that they should be passionate about. That's your ministry. That's your area of service. And it's not always something that's grand. Sometimes it can be something simple. You like to mentor. Well, we say simple, but it's really significant. You like to mentor young teenagers. Maybe you're good at tennis or chess or whatever it is that you're good at, but your service is that towards that particular target. Well, in our group, we're about ministry. Again, I'm going to say it. To passionately serve God, our family, friends, and others around us through strong, loving, disciple-making ministry. And then to empower armies of disciples through life-transforming entrepreneurship, because the reality is, if you really want to serve more people better, you need to have some entrepreneurship involved. You need a means to do so. You need a means of funding your faith-driven purposes, your ministry-driven purposes. Because at a certain point, it'll run out. You'll run into boundaries that you can't go any further unless you have the means to do so. Entrepreneurship does that better than anything else. Better than a 9-to-5. Better than a salary job or anything of that sort. Number one, because all of those things, it takes so much time devoted to those that sometimes we don't even have time for the ministry that we have a passion for. We're in areas where we're working around the clock and we don't have much time left for what really matters the most. But entrepreneurship changes all of that. It fuels you for your purpose better than anything else that, traditionally speaking, that we know to be true. So entrepreneurship is so important. Now, entrepreneurship looks different for different people. It really depends upon your passions, your experiences, what's really in your heart. But it's a way of going outside the box. It's a way of coming outside, what the confines of corporate America would tell you. They're there to have their own entrepreneurship. They're there to, add wealth to their own families and organizations. But if you want to be able to do what they're doing, you're going to need some entrepreneurship on your own. You're going to need to step out of that regular job, that regular employment. Things have so drastically changed. You won't be staying at a place for 40 years and retiring and living happily ever after anymore. You're going to need to have something that you own, something with your last name on it, something that you can pass on to your children's children and leave an inheritance. And it's our goal, it's our mission to empower an army of disciples through life-transforming entrepreneurship. Yeah, there's some transformation that's taking place already all around the globe as a result of our team and a result of what it is that we're connected to and to accomplish. And I'm so excited about that. So ministry, entrepreneurship, and then leadership to change the world around us through learning and practicing Christ-centered servant leadership. For our team, we come together in faith because that's mostly how many of us have met, at a place of faith, at a place of trusting God and learning to love Him because He loved us. And then to be gracious enough to share that love with other people, not in a condescending, judgmental fashion that we see so many times with religious people. That's not of God. But to love people who are different from us, to love people that don't necessarily think the same as us, to love people from other faith traditions. Regardless, they're human beings and they deserve to be loved. And Christ-centered servant leadership is about all that. It's about leading through love, leading with love. It's about literally learning to do it the way that Jesus told us to do it, to serve one another in that capacity. Isn't that what leadership is all about? Leadership really is servanthood turned inside out. And leadership allows us to magnify it, to amplify it. It allows us to run a relay and know that we're just one leg and that there are others coming behind us, and we need to be able to pass on the baton so that they can run further than we're able to. All of us have expiration dates. None of us are going to continue on this earth anyway forever. And we need to pass on the work so that greater works can be done. And we need to lift others up on our shoulders as we stand up on the shoulders of those who have come before us. That's what leadership is. It's about making others better through us as we've been made better ourselves through others. So our leadership endeavor and our leadership goal is to change the world around us through learning and practicing Christ-centered servant leadership. So that's what we're about. Now, what I'm going to share with you, we've connected with a company called Travorium. And we're so excited because this company, led by Mr. David Hart and his beautiful wife, Adela, they put this thing together and lives are being changed. And we're happy to partner with this company because the values, they so complement what we're about. And we're excited for that. So let's take a look. We're going to go a little bit further and share with you why this is so key. Now, their logo in Travorium is a better life requires a better way. And since that's the case, I'll say it this way. Since a better life requires a better way, then it's going to take some better strategies to get there. So stay put for a moment. I want to unpack some things with you as it relates to going a step further so that you can really get a heartfelt notion about what we're about. We're not looking for everybody. We're looking for the people that are literally looking for us. If something resonates with you, we want you to get in touch with the team member that has shared this with you. Join us as we create a thriving team of international travel traders. Now, I want to tell you, those travel traders, you want to keep your name on that phrase because that's the bulk of us who are not only positioned inside of the travel space, but we've also begun to, we're students now, to become professional traders. You know, we're just getting started. We started this in January of 2021, but you would know that Forex trade has been around for a long time. It just so happens that the vast majority of us, we either knew nothing about it or we were not prepared to participate because there was a time when you would have to have $1 million net worth and perhaps $100,000 or more just to get started with the deposit. But now we're travel traders because those two industries have been combined together under the genius of our CEO of Travorium, Mr. David Hart. So we are a thriving team of international travel traders and entrepreneurs who love, support, and serve one another, and the continuously growing base of overly satisfied customers that we get to make dreams come true for. I want to pause there for a moment because That's what's most fascinating. With our opportunity, everybody wins. As travel agents and those in the travel business, we're able to put dreams together for people that they would have never experienced without our participation and without our service. I'm telling you, there are people that they've wanted to go some places, but the only reason they've not been able to go because of the cost factors. Well, we've changed all of that. For the everyday person, you now can have travel experiences and create memories with your family and friends on a level that otherwise you would have not been able to do. And we make dreams come true in that capacity for people every single day. We're also showing people, everyday ordinary people, who never saw themselves as investors. They barely had a bank account, a checking account, or savings account, but now they have Forex investment accounts, and they're investing in Bitcoin, and they're investing in stocks, and they're investing in currencies in places that they probably haven't even gone yet. And yet is the key word. We're showing them how to do that, and their dreams are coming true to the extent that they're not only creating something significant and impactful for themselves, but they're making and creating a legacy for their children coming after them. And that's what this thing is all about, and that's what makes it so exciting for us. And this thing is about allowing us to create empowering individual career options. See, we want to give you options. Now, some of you may be in a field and in a career path of choice and you love it. You absolutely wouldn't change it for the world. That's great. Now, that's not the majority of people. But if that's where you are, this is just going to give you the option to have more income and to do the things that you love to already do. And perhaps you don't need to, if there's fees involved, you can reduce your fees for certain persons. You can do more work that's pro bono, if you will. There are so many things you can do with options. But when it's your career choice and all of your income comes from that, you only have income come from one stream, one place, you're very limited. So we're going to show you how to change all of that. Now, for those of you who would want a different career path, this is it, because it's loaded with finance and fun at the same time. So we're going to show you how to pursue lifetime callings. Many people, if they had an opportunity and money was not the factor, they would be doing something else that they feel so compelled to do, that they feel in their heart that God has called them to do, that it is their purpose, it's their heartbeat. It gives them air in their lungs. It gives them joy in their heart. That's what you were born for. But you spend so little time there because most of the time you have, the bulk of it is spent just to make a living instead of creating a legacy and really living an abundant life. So we're going to show you how to pursue that and to generously fund collective kingdom causes. Man, when we come together and we have projects all across the country or even around the globe that we want to participate in because God is leading us that way, we now have the funds through corporate partnership to do things on a level that we've only dreamed about. I'm very excited about that. Our team members love that. To strengthen families, to better communities, to win souls, and ultimately to make stronger purpose-driven disciples for Christ. That's what this thing is about for this team. Now again, I want to say this way. It does not mean that every single person on our team is a preacher or in ministry in regards of what we have traditionally thought of as ministry, but we're all ministry minded. We're all purpose driven. We are all discovering that we're here on this planet for a reason and a season. And we want to use our time wisely. We want to use our talents, our gifts. We want to make it count. So if that's you, you're in the right place. And we want to thank you for listening as we have done the first part of sharing a little bit about who we are, who we're looking for, and what it is that we're out to do. This is Mel Keys. I'm excited to share more about this opportunity coming up next. We are Joshua Generation, and we are claiming God's promises together right here, right now.